Most of the grants of Sharabhapuriya dynasty were issued by the king Sudeva-raja. This means that he was a very generous and prosperous king. As he issued some of these charters from Sripur, it means Sripur must have been capital of his kingdom. With the available evidences, we may assign at least 10 years to his rule. Sharabhapuriya kings were very religious and worshipped Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna. They believed in Vaishnavism and undertook all-out efforts for spread of Vaishnavism. Most of the grants in the form of lands were made by them for construction of Sanatana Dharma temples. Inscription number 54. Kauvatal Plates of Maha-Sudeva-raja, Regnal year 7. Provenance, possibly Kauvatal in the old saran-garh state, Madhya Pradesh. Script, box-headed variety of Central Indian Brahmi. Language, Sanskrit. English translation of the inscription. This seal represents the stable rule in the world of illustrious Sudeva-raja, who inherited the kingdom or kingship from his ancestors, and who uprooted his enemies with his own valor. Plates Om. Hail. From Sripura, Sri Maharaja Durga's son, the illustrious Maharaja Sudeva, whose 2 feet are washed by the water, which is the effusion of the luster from the crest jewels in the tiaras of chiefs subjugated by his prowess, who is the cause of cessation of hairdo of his enemies' wives, who is the giver of riches, land and cows, who is a devout worshipper of Bhagavad, who is blessed by his respected mother and father, issues the following command to the residents of Sunika in the district Bhoga of Hakiri. Be it known to you that this village, as a promoter of happiness and stability in heaven, is granted along with its major and minor deposits, making out of bounds for district Begar officers and soldiers, and freeing it from all the taxes to be enjoyed as long as the world, with its terrible darkness dispelled by the rays of the sun, the moon, and the stars, endures, through this copper charter, to Bhatta, Purandarasvamam of Parasra Gotra and Vatsne Sakha, for the increase of religious merit of my parents and myself. Therefore, having learnt this, you should live on happily listening to and obeying orders and presenting to them their due share of enjoyment. And he enjoins on the future kings. Therefore, you should also preserve this gift. And in this context, people quote the following verses sung by Vyasa. And the executor of this deed is the plenipotentiary Mahasamantha Sri Indrabala Raja. On the 10th day of Margasirsha, in the 7th year of the flourishing and victorious reign. Engraved by Golasimha. Inscription number 55. Arang Plates of Maha-Sudeva-raja year 8. Provenance, Arang, Ralpur district, Madhya Pradesh. Script, box-headed variety of Brahmi. Language, Sanskrit. English translation of the inscription. Om Hail. From Sharabhapura, the illustrious Maha-Sudeva-raja, the great devotee of Bhagavad and meditating on the feet of his mother and father, giver of wealth, land and cows, a cause of removal of hairdo of the enemy's wives, one whose 2 feet are washed by water, that is a spray of light from the crest jewels in the crowns of the feudatories made to submit by his valor, commands the householders living in Sivalingaka, belonging to the province of Tosadda. Be it known to you that this village, as a means of conferring heaven, happiness and prestige, having been bestowed together with major and minor treasures, not to be entered by the Begar officers and soldiers, and freed from all taxes, through a copper charter by Pratyara Bhogila, for the increase of religious merit of his mother, Father and himself, to be enjoyed for as long as the world, whose terrible darkness is expelled by the rays of the sun, the moon and the stars, lasts. To Yajnaswamam of Katyayana Gotra, and a student of Madhyandinva Sneha Sakha to the extent of 1.5 share.